Amen. Isn't that a good song? Maybe you're in a storm right now. Maybe there's something going on in your life that's tough right now. Just think about that. We're going to praise Him still. We're going to praise Him in the middle of the storm. If you're not in a storm, you might have just come out of one. You might just be about to go into one. But God is still there, isn't He? He's still there in the middle of the storm. Well, I want to thank God for not sending any storms to us while we were in Talladega. One time we had a little storm, and it was the night we were supposed to be playing some mini golf that they have there. But all during our actual work, we never got rained out, did we? We almost got heated out because one day the heat index was 104 degrees, and it was hot every day, wasn't it? It was hot every day. But I want all y'all to come, all the missionaries come stand on the row back here behind me right now. Everybody come on up. If you're here, come on up. Come on up. All the missionaries, come on up. All right, I'm going to call you guys kind of by your picture up there. What you going to talk about, Aaron? All right, God's good. Let's start the pictures there, brother Sam. There's our group picture, and that's our field right there where we were. We had a good group. Connie's going to talk about them near the end of what we're talking about today, but that's our group. We were on that field. You can see the sun is shining down brightly on that field, isn't it? That's a very good group. Go ahead, next picture. Well, every morning we had a list of things that we were going to do during that day, and we got up at 7 o'clock. It was not hard to get people up on this trip. Thank you guys for not being so hard to get up this time. We didn't have to leave anybody behind the whole time that we were down there. It was not all that hard to get them in bed, was it, Rhonda? But Rhonda, but we had a really good trip, and we had this every day that shows what we did every day. We got up at 7 o'clock. We had a group meeting at 8. We ate breakfast in the building, mostly thanks to Martha, who provided us with some food. We ate breakfast in the building. Then we went to a group meeting where we set up for the work we were going to do the day, had a devotional. Then we left out for the site about 9:30. We would set up. We had tents to set up and our stuff to get ready. We would do that, and then we would go out in the neighborhood, walking through the streets, getting the kids that we had met. We met about 35 kids on this trip, and we would not all of them came every day, but we would go out in the morning times, knocking on their doors and trying to get them to come. Then we would do that till 1 o'clock, walk them back home, have lunch of some kind. One day, a local pastor, we may talk about him, brought us some pizza. He bought 10 pizzas for this group back here. That was a lot of money, wasn't it? Then we had different things every day for lunch, but then we would have an afternoon project, and you'll see some of those. I just have pictures for one of those. I don't have many pictures today. I couldn't get them to come through yesterday afternoon, but there'll be more that we'll put out there eventually. But that's what we did every day, except for a couple of days when one day we had rec, and somebody's going to talk about that. And then Friday, of course, after the morning, we packed up and came back home. Put up the next picture. This is a picture of what we did, and this is the crafts that's going on right here. Crafts are going on, but I want Kathleen to come and talk about the music class and the kids. Kathleen, come up, and if I ask them if they want somebody to come with them, they can. Kathleen, she's going to talk to us about the music class. Hold it up to your mouth now so they can hear you.
You want me to come over with you?
Music class was pretty good.
They can't hear you. Put it up to your mouth.
Music class was pretty good. I mean, first day it was kind of boring. There was nothing to do, actually. We just played music and sat down. The other days, we danced a little. That's what, yeah. And played game, hot potato. And yeah, the music was good.
Good, that's good.
Yeah.
They did the Vacation Bible School music, and the kids loved it. They loved the music that they did.
Yeah,
You want to say something about the kids too?
my favorite group was the Giraffes.
Supposed to talk about that.
We'll put up a picture of those when she talks.
My favorite people was Kyla, and Samaria. Samaria was good. Well, she was pretty. Kyla, they were hilarious.
Was it two of them twins?
Yeah, they were twins. Man, it was hilarious.
Talk about the time that we were playing and they hit you.
We were playing hot potato and they hit me in the head with the ball.
They would not stop laughing. They were crying.
Yeah, they wouldn't stop laughing. They started crying and I started crying. I think it was the second day when I was still laughing over Hannah. She jumped off the bed and when she was supposed to, she said, "Don't jump off the bed."
Sure is funny. I don't know what y'all laughing about, but it sure is funny.
She jumped off the bed and it was hilarious. I jumped out the bed and fell and I started laughing, and then when she jumped, I couldn't stop laughing for that whole week.
Miss Wonderful walked in.
Yeah, she walked in when I fell down and she told Hannah not to jump.
God is good. Thank you, Kathleen. God's good. Thank you very much. What's our next picture, Sam? Okay, Aviana, you come up and talk about the giraffes, and we'll show a picture of them when they come up.
Okay, so we had to take turns with the groups. There was giraffes, koalas, zebras, and tigers, yeah. And my favorite group was the giraffes. They consisted of mostly girls.
Y'all stop talking back here.
And so we would start the lesson off by singing the song of the day, and then we would dance to it, and they would dance and sing with us. At first, they were a little bit nervous, and they were kind of shy, and they wouldn't participate. But as we kept going along, they would eventually dance and sing with us, and then they requested to play a game because we usually, after the songs, we usually had nothing else to do but get songs from old churches that we had. And so we would play. The first game that we made up was hot potato. We would pass the ball around, and whoever stopped on would be out. And so after that, we played the question game so we could get to know them a little bit better. And one day when we were playing hot potato, they threw the ball so hard that it hit Kathleen in the forehead. And then they would not stop laughing. And then we had to calm it down a little bit, and they would throw it outside the boundaries. And we eventually did this with all the other groups so that they had something to do too. And yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. There was a picture up just now. That's the thing we did on the second afternoon. Somebody come and tell me about that. Somebody come and talk. Here comes Jermon. Let's talk about that.
All right, that afternoon, what we did, we went to, it was a place for people to go and get clothes and things to wear for school, and it's called the Samaritan House. And so we went there and helped out. We helped them straighten out the clothes, and this family came in, and the mother and one of the sons were deaf, and so I went to the van and gave them a cross, and I also gave the Samaritan house a bag, 3 bags of crosses, so every time somebody comes in, they can give each one of them a cross if they wanted one, and as we were helping out, the one kid helped us out by telling us what they needed and how we could help them.
Go to the next picture, Sam. Did y'all know that teenage boys can fold clothes? Did anybody know that? But they can. They can. And they did all of it. This was a big mess when they first started, like on the table right there. And they folded all those stuff up and put them on the thing. This place where we went that day served 24 families that day alone with food and clothing and other types of things. And they were real impressed with their kids. They did such a good job. Then that afternoon, what you got? Something else?
Yeah, I guess something else. As we were folding up, I asked them, "Do you know how to fold a fitted sheet?"
Did they teach you?
Yeah, they taught us.
You can come to my house and do that, right?
They said we need a table.
All right, who wants to talk about what we did? Remember what we did that afternoon? Who remembers? Later after this? Went downtown. Do you want to talk about it? All right, come on. Passed out the crosses, you remember? Come on, Josh. Talk loud.
So we were downtown. It wasn't like crowded how Huntsville is. It's like at least 3 people down there. So a couple of them wanted some, and a couple of them said no. So this man asked us, did we want to, he said, come on in here, and he showed us around in the courthouse. But we went, and a lot of people wanted some. People at first people thought we were selling them, but because this old lady said, I don't have no change, and we said, no, they're for free. So we went upstairs, went downstairs, and we just gave a lot of them away.
We gave crosses out all over Talladega downtown to the courthouse.
Yeah.
What he's talking about there. We went in every room in the court. They took us in every office. And you can imagine what happens when 15 kids and 3 adults come walking into an office in the courthouse where they give out the license and all that. But everybody was so impressed with their kids down there. Thank you, Josh. You have anything else on that?
No.
Thank you. All right, our pictures are fading out, aren't they, Brother Sam?
Which one of y'all want it?
All right, Nevaeh's going to come and talk to us about what happened on Recreation Day.
We did a bunch of games and stuff, and we went swimming and jumped off some zip lines and decks. And when Ashley jumped off the deck, she landed face first, and her face was red for about a couple hours. And
so they had a lake we could swim in, and a pool we could swim in, and a zip line, and a big thing you bounced off of. And who was brave enough to go on the zip line?
me.
I saw you do the zip line. God's good, ain't it? You have anything else about that day? It was fun, wasn't it? That was our day off.
So during that day, one of the first things I did, first I had paddle boats and kayaks. Those were the first things we did in the lake. And then they had this thing called the wet willy. It's a giant water slide.
150-foot water slide.
And as you're going down, you hear phew. It's about you have to go up 4 flights of stairs just to get up there. And the second time I went up, so we had to wait for a little bit, and then the lifeguard who was up there said something. And I said, "Did you say go?" He said, "No." I slipped down the thing and turned over and tried to grab the thing. So I went to go. My hand slipped. I was on my belly. Going down the slide, and Josh was like a little bit past the slide, and he said, "Look at your mind." And if he didn't if he moved a little bit slower, he would have been hit in the head.
I kind of thought Jamon was shy, didn't y'all? But no, he's not shy. And he was not shy at all down there. He was trying to make friends. There's 500 kids down there besides us, and he was trying to make friends with all of them, weren't you, Jamon? You're going around talking to all them little children. And all of these kids helped so much in all we did. Jamon's one that was looking for things to do. I'm just proud of all of them. God's good, ain't he?
Oh, sorry.
All right, next picture, Sam. All right, come on up, Aaron, and talk about this right here.
So on Thursday, Brother Charlie and Brother Jimmy came up with hamburgers and hot dogs, and we happened to have enough to also serve the kids. Well, we also decided, since it was hot outside, to serve the kids snow cones. It went pretty well, and I'm sure they all enjoyed it because of the heat. But we all the kids were. Us workers were the ones who got to run the snow cone machine. Like Kylie shaved the ice, and some of us did the syrup and stuff. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. Now, this right here in the picture. In the picture right here, that's Pastor Bobby and his wife Sylvia, who were planning the church there in the community. We were able to give them a lot of names and addresses and phone numbers, and they were able to meet a lot of people in the community because of the work that we were doing there. Next picture, Brother Sam. There's Kylie with, what's that little boy's name? Amari. Somebody want to talk about Amari? All right, Josh. Be quick. We got to hurry.
Okay. Amari came the first day and the last day. The first day, the dog, there was a dog that always came out.
Had a big dog.
He didn't come out that day. So we went up there, knocked on the door. These were our first 2 kids that came. So we got them to come. They had fun and stuff. Then there was 3 days, the dog came out. And the last day, the dog came out, but the kids we tried to go across the sidewalk. So the kids, here's the dog, here's the sidewalk. There was a sidewalk. The kids had to walk across the sidewalk. I'm walking in the street because I had the back in case the dog came out. So the dog came out. It was this close to my leg, from Pastor to me. And I hit the dog, but not super hard. It'll hurt it with the bat. So it ran up there, and the guy came out, and Amari and them were able to go. So that was fun. And
God's good. So we have a tamer dog now there, don't we?
Yeah, and Amari, he was on them baby swings, which you put your feet in, and every time we put them super high, he'll be like, higher, higher. But if he went higher, he would have fell out. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Josh. Next picture, Sam. This is one of everybody's favorites right here. What's her name? Samaya, there with Nevaeh. Go ahead, Sam. And that was, what's her name? Anybody know? Ling. And that was Ashley's favorite. Go ahead, Sam. Now here's Larry on, and I know Charles is going to come talk about him, and I think Isaiah wants to, and Jeremiah. All y'all come up here. Isaiah, where's Isaiah?
Larry, he was my favorite, even though he came on the last 2 days. What I had close to him was the first day we came and got him. Brother Terrell said we're gonna go to this new neighborhood. So we saw a group of kids, and he was the only one that wanted to come. So he rode back to his house, but we didn't know he was coming back. And he came back on the bike, and he said he wanted to come. So we got him, and we came back to the site. And when I say this kid was athletic, like he could do anything. Throw the football, basketball. He could just do anything. And on the last day, when I told him we had to leave, he said the only reason why he came was because of us four, me, Jamon, Isaiah, and Joshua. And he said mainly because of me, because he said I was like his big brother, so that was real special.
All right, he was my favorite, even though he came on 2 last days, was because he really enjoyed the crafts, and he really he was really fun to work with. And on the last day, we made thankful hands, and he wrote us for as the people that he was thankful for. And just about every single last one of the boys said he was one of their favorites, and that's all I have to say.
Good. Isaiah. God's good.
On that day when everybody took a picture, we all played tilts. It was like almost everybody except for the people that were doing music, and every kid, it was Larion, this new kid, I forgot his name. We kept playing tilts, and every time somebody passed the ball, he was like, "Y'all threw it too hard." That's why I was still able to handle it. And then, like what Charles said, he was athletic. Every sport we did, he was good at it. And when he came to Bible study, when we was done with the story, he'll make some joke and make everybody laugh.
Mm-hmm. Go to the next picture, Sam. And there's Isaiah with the same little boy. Okay, next one, Sam. Mercedes. Where's Mercedes? Come on up, Mercedes.
That's one little song I'll sing. Hey!
Who's coming with you? Carnell. All right.
I want to thank you all. Thank you. It's okay. Just talk about I want to thank y'all for helping us going to church, because I met a little boy named Kaylin. He came very attached to me because he wanted to learn more about Jesus.
Amen. Now, we all split up into teams and went out and helped the church on Thursday, passing out flyers for the new church and knocking on the doors and all the neighborhood all over. And this one was on my team, and she's bold about asking people to come to church now. God's good, ain't He? All the time. All right, next picture. Well, this is the giraffes, and y'all have already been talking about the giraffes some. Somebody come tell me who these are. All right, where's the mic?
That's Kyla, the twins, and Samaria, my favorite. The twins, they were always happy and wanted to play hot potato. Samaria, she liked to dance, and
Then she encouraged the others to sing the dance with us.
yeah. And was it Kyla?
I think so.
Who hit me in the head with the ball with their sign. She hit the ball with the sign, and
They were good girls, weren't they?
yeah,
We enjoyed spending time with them.
hilarious. And
They all were in the same house with about 2 little boys. We don't have a picture of them. Okay, next picture, Sam. And there is Aviana, and what's his name? You want to say something about him?
Sure. I guess I'll talk about the time where Kathleen brought up cooties. Oh my gosh. So we were just playing with them, passing the balls, and then Kathleen was like, "Aviana got cooties." I was like, "No, I don't. No, I don't." And then they started running around, tagging people, saying, "Oh no, they got the cooties." And then they tagged Cornell. She looked so done. Her face was just like, she was like, "Kathleen, why you do this?" And yeah, he didn't talk much though. He would just like mumble, I guess. He didn't say any words. He was quiet. But he liked people to hold on to him though. And so yeah, that's why I wanted to take a picture with him. He was super nice too.
God is good. He's a cute little boy. All right, let's see. Next picture, Sam. All right, Hannah, you come, and this is not a picture of Jordan, but you talk about Jordan.
Jordan wasn't there because last night her kitchen burned down, but if she wasn't there, we'll be having fun, but she loves crafts. I know that. But the first time she came, she hugged me. But the next day, she asked me for my phone number, but I gave it to her, but she gave me her house phone number and her sister's. But she told me to call her. I called her, but she didn't answer.
Okay, thank you. She was a cute little girl, wasn't she? Next picture, Sam. That's the whole group right there. A bunch of our kids with some of our group with them. Go ahead, Sam. Now this is Jay and Tay, and Jay and Tay was everybody's favorite. Matthew, you going to talk about Jay and Tay? All right, come up, guys. Whoever wants to talk about Jay and Tay, come on up. We got to be quick.
I like Tay because he talks a lot, and he has that smile, and he always squints his eyes for some reason. And Jay, he has that mad face all the time. And he said he's always happy and sometimes sad, but he has that face. He didn't come till the last day because his oven caught on fire.
They had a house fire Thursday night, so they weren't able to come, so we stopped by their house. Before they say anything else, I want you to notice right up there in the corner, there's a star. That's something that we made in crafts. And they were so proud of it, they hung it on their house. Next. Go ahead, Josh.
I was scared to talk to Jay at first because, he looked at everybody really mad. This is probably the first face I seen of him like that. He's the one in the blue shirt. He's I was looking at him because that's the first time I seen him like that. When he looked mad, he was his face was all down and stuff. But Tay, he always had a smile. They were the opposite of each other. But I was happy to see Jay like that. That's why you kind of see me glancing at him right there. And that's all I have to say.
God's good.
Tay is the one in the black shirt. He felt so comfortable with me and Matthew that he decided to tell us his secret. And
can't tell secrets. Can't tell secrets.
And but Jay, I challenged Jay and Tay to say a prayer and write it down and show it to me, but they couldn't. I said I was gonna give them a treat if they could, but they couldn't because because the fire in the kitchen, and so I just gave them a treat anyways because they were also one of my favorites.
Oh, good. Thank you. Isaiah.
Jay was really my favorite. He was like Larion's twin. They was both athletic and stuff. And we was in rec before everything started, and I was telling him. I asked him, was he a Christian? He said, yeah. I asked what was his favorite thing to do. He said rap. And I said, do you do gospel raps? He said, yeah. I said, you know how you can get better at rapping? He was like, how? I said, just pray more, read the Bible, and go to church more than you used to. And I told him, since rec was his favorite, I told him if you was to bring your Bible to Bible study the next day, you can do whatever you want. And he did it, and he said I would like to go to rec. I said, you can go ahead and go to rec. And I asked Jay, was Tay a Christian? And he was like, yeah. And he was doing the same thing Jay did.
Isaiah's our official prayer. Every time we ask for prayer, Isaiah raised his hand. He prayed all over, in restaurants and everywhere else. He's a praying man, aren't you, Isaiah? God's good. All right, let's see. Carnell, you haven't spoke. Where's Carnell? You're going to speak about something. We don't have much time left. Go to the next picture, Brother Sam.
Sunday was the hardest day because no one was used to the heat or the walk. But then as it... Anyways, the rest of the week was pretty easy, and we got used to each other, and I guess we became close friends. And Friday, I don't think anybody wanted to leave, honestly.
Nobody wanted to leave. You're right. We wanted to stay, didn't we? We had to come back, though, didn't we? Let's see now. All the youth? Not all the youth are here. We're missing a couple that couldn't come today. But has everybody had a chance to say something? All right, Rhonda.
Okay. First of all, the temperature was 104. That was not the heat index.
Oh my!
The temperature.
I didn't know that.
Okay. For at least 2 days, the temperature got to 104. I really didn't get close. I got close to the kids, but I really didn't get to know them because they did such a great job with them that they did everything. They did crafts. They did the music, Bible stories on their own. They're a great bunch. A lot of them, their first time, they stepped up and they did what they needed to do.
Amen.
I met neighbors. I met Sunday when we got there. We didn't get to have the block party, so they walked around handing out flyers about the week. Me and Connie was sitting back watching the luggage and stuff in the van. This lady pulled up. She had her son in the back seat, and her name was Miss Green. Miss Green, and her son was very autistic. Very. And she wanted to know about the block party, which I explained. For some reason we didn't get to. I didn't know why. Me and her got to talking, and she's looking for things. She needs a lot of prayers. She's trying to let her son, what is he, 7 or 8? 7 years old. She's trying to loosen the strings a little bit and let him grow up to be a boy and not be so protective of him. So we talked about that all through the week. Then a few hours later, I met a lady named Miss Rita. She lives in the neighborhood. She informed me about the neighborhood, and she was a real nice lady. She's been living there for 20 years. She says she's looking forward to us being there next year. And there's another lady, I didn't get to meet her. She lives on the other corner. She told us she had a vision before we came that there was going to be kids in that park. The park's not used no more. Pastor Bobby cut the grass for us because it was up to our knees. It was bad. She said she had a vision of us being there, kids running around, food be given out. So we were meant to be there. It was God's will.
Amen. We were meant to be there.
So thank all of y'all for helping us raise the money to get there, your prayers and everything. Thank you.
And I want to thank Rhonda. I want to thank Rhonda for, Dennis got sick, got an abscessed tooth, had to come home on Tuesday night, and about 9 o'clock at night she got in the car and drove him home and just helped us so tremendously in that. Thank you, Rhonda. God's good. Connie.
Well, if you have not gotten to know this bunch of youth, you've missed a lot. They have been a blessing to us all week. They, as Rhonda said, part of them have never even been on a trip like this. They all stood out, did exactly what they needed to do when they needed to do it. We did have to fuss a little. We really pretty much left that up to Terrell because when he spoke, they jumped. Rhonda and I are just mothers, and they sort of brushed us off. But they're a great bunch of kids, and I've been on a lot of these, and this is probably one of the best bunches I have ever been on the trip with. And Lakewood is very blessed to have them, and you worry sometimes about what the world's coming to with the youth today, as they say. Well, if this is an example behind me, then we are very blessed, and we're going to be okay.
Yes, amen.
Rhonda has really worked hard this week, and we're so grateful to have her. One day I wasn't able to attend the site, and so she had to do pretty much all of it. And Terrell, I'm telling you, I know he's my husband, but I've never seen anybody work as hard as he did this past week. And we're just thankful you've let us go on this trip, and And we have been invited back again next year, and we look forward to being able to do it again.
Thank you. Connie, even though she had the surgery and her knee was swelled up like a basketball a couple of days, she was right there for us, and we needed her every day. Thank you so much, sweetie. God's good. Well, I want to thank some people, and the people that I'm thanking are mainly here. I want to thank Brother Charlie, Brother Jimmy for coming down. It means more than you know to see you drive all the way down there just to give us a hamburger. Thank you very much. God's good. We have support from our people. We have support from all of you. We have support from people who gave, from Beverly and Jolly. We're going to speak more about that at another time. But from Carla, who did our yard sale. From Jackie, who made our crosses. And we gave them all away, Jackie. We need more. We need more. For all of you who wrote the encourager cards, those were so important to our kids. And we had enough that they got more than one every day. We had enough encourager cards, and so I put them out on the table every morning, and they would grab them up and read them, and they meant a lot to us. It was hot out there. Rhonda, who did things that I just said, and Connie for being there for us, and our church for sending us. We knew, like Rhonda said, even as the week went on, we knew it even more, that we were right where we were supposed to be, with the people that were supposed to be there. And we touched lives this week. We touched lives. I want to thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being there for us. God is good. And I just want to say, not only were we invited back, but the church that we helped, there was two ladies and a gentleman, the pastor and his wife and her sister. They came every day and spent the whole day with us every time. They said they had never met a group of kids that impressed them more than our kids impressed them. God's good, ain't He? Thank you, guys. Well, sometimes, there have been many times when we've had youth groups go on trips. There's been many times, and this is probably my 15th one, I don't know, but there's been many times where I had to drag them to say something. That didn't happen today. It didn't happen, and so we're not going to get to the sermon you have there. We'll do that at another time. But you have a sermon before you. You have a sermon before you. Because here's our mission as Lakewood Baptist Church, is to touch generations with the power of the gospel. We've had children here today. Stand up, Mercedes. I want you to come stand right here, Mercedes. Come here a second. Did y'all see the little boy that she was holding? How old was he? About 4?
Yes, sir.
She was younger than that when she came to us in that same kind of situation. She's gone from being a little one that was held to one that's holding little ones. And that's what we're all about. That's what we're all about. God's good. Go sit down. Connie wants to adopt her. She's embarrassed now. God's good. You know, we've come to a time in our service where we always have a time where you can respond. There might be something that you want to come to this altar and pray about today. There might be something that you want to talk to me. Maybe it's time for you to become a Christian. Maybe it's time for you to be a believer in Jesus Christ. You want to come and talk to me about that. Maybe you want to join the fellowship of this sweet church. You want to come and talk to me about that. Or maybe there's some kind of prayer need that you have. Maybe you just want to come and give praise to God on your knees this morning. Whatever it is, listen, that's what this time is for. Brother Jack comes and leads us in a song. You're welcome to come and pray. You're welcome to come and talk to me about anything that's on your heart. Right now, as together we stand and sing.
Let's all stand.